Right then, so walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V. It's a 2.2 EX diesel, 2013 car, as you can see. Car's covered just 64,000 miles from new. There's a wonderful service history. I think it's 12 services in total. Finished in black, full black leather interior, also fitted with the optional rear spoiler, which, whilst only small, actually really just changes the whole profile of the car. It's in lovely condition, this car. I'll go around it for you. Around to the front, lights and lenses clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation there. Bottom of the car, extremely clean. You can't see, any stone chips. Very light indeed. Sort of magnifying glass style to look at them. Near side, very clean down the panel work. Can't see any obvious car parking limitations. Near side front alloy, in very nice condition. Near side rear alloy, likewise, absolutely lovely. And coming to the rear 3/4 angle, as I said, the spoiler's only small, but without them, I just think it looks far nicer with them. That's the long and the short of it. Around the back, again, very, very clean. And that's the offside, driver's side of the car. Again, wonderfully crisp and clean. It's a car that's now come up to 12 years old. It really is very, very nice indeed. Offside rear, again, very good. Only a tiny little mark on there. And remaining panel work, final alloy, absolutely lovely. It is black, it is 12 years old, it is going to show the odd minor mark, but in all honesty, it looks like a car half its age. Coming to the boot of the car, absolutely cavernous on the CR-Vs, and normally very heavily used because they are family cars, and yet this one has been kept really, really nicely. It's coming to the back now, absolutely enormous amounts of legroom in the back of the CR-Vs, and the front seats are set for me, and I'm 6 foot tall, and I can sit behind myself there with inches to spare. Full black leather, as I said, and again, this where the kids sit can be normally very heavily weathered, but again, it's been kept really, really well. Coming on the front and the passenger side, all nice and clean. Passenger seat again, really, really nice condition. Finally, in on the driver's side, door card nice and clean. Same with the footwell area, and driver's seat again for the age of the car and the use. Really, really good condition there. Inside the car now, engine's running as always, so the dash is illuminated, which looks in, again, terrific condition. Sat nav, as you can see, working exactly as it should. Pop the car into reverse, you've got that lovely rear parking camera, and that complements the front and rear parking sensors. Coming on down, it's just being kept very, very nicely. Let's come to the main dash pinnacle, 64,416 miles. There were no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and locking wheel nut key, they're all here and present with the car. Right then, it's a quick road test video, and this is for, a Honda CR-V 2.2 EX diesel. Car's registered PK13WPY. And mileage at the start of the road test is 64,416 miles. The reason for these videos, and as I always say, especially this bit, the road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they get to see that very car in operation. We have been to see cars, as many people have, which have looked perfectly good in a photograph or description, but only to get there and find out when you drive it, it's got an obvious fault that shows up, and that can be really frustrating. We also do it on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself if you want to drive in the car. It's a lovely winter's day, but it's a low sun and a wet road, so it might be a bit glary at times, so I do apologise. So coming to the car, as I mentioned in the walk around video, it's been beautifully serviced, this car, and it feels it when you drive the car straight away. It just feels tight on the road. Push button start, engine starts instantly and settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle.
this is one of the best diesel engines produced. It's an absolutely fabulous unit. It's got all the qualities you'd expect of a Honda. They are very tough and reliable over very big mileages with just good regular maintenance. They're also cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to worry about. Crikey, that is glary, I do apologise. Yeah, so there's no cam belts to worry about on the car at all. See, waiting there, I can't gauge it. Yeah. But it's also more than that. It's just how it drives. It very undiesel-like in lots of ways, because when you're on the move, you know, it doesn't make that diesel clatter. It's a smooth-sounding engine. It's a brilliant piece of engineering. It really is. But also, unlike a lot of its competitors that can, you know, even with the smaller capacity engines with similar power, they have a much narrower power band. This one around about 1400 RPM. Put your foot down, uphill, fourth, it pulls, but it just keeps pulling, but it doesn't go noisy and gravelly with the engine. It stays smooth and quiet. One of the best, we've got one of these, which my wife drives, and I have to say it's the best tow car we've ever had. And this one does come with a detachable tow bar as well, by the way. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. The clutch on the car is absolutely fine. Bike points exactly where it's meant to be. It's nice and smooth in operation. Gearbox is a class act. It really is. Honda do these things brilliantly well. The gear lever, in terms of its positioning, daft as it sounds, is in the perfect place. It's exactly where your hand falls to it. It's angled so that when you move your arm to change gear, it's a natural movement. It's not kind of dislocating your shoulder to get it to engage. And the shifts are short, they're snappy, they're mechanical, they're precise. It's a lovely gearbox to use. And that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. Then coming on to the steering and chassis, always drive well, the CR-Vs. Steering's nicely weighted, it's accurate, it's precise. It tracks dead straight, there's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to legal limit. And the suspension itself exhibits no clonks, no rattles from underneath at all. It's as tight as a drum. But what's really impressive about it is the fact that you drive along now, it's very comfortable, it's, you know, perfect for family use. But when you do go through a more challenging corner, if I pick up speed, just turn in, hardly any movement to the steering wheel, and the body just settles through the corners. You don't get loads of wallowing and pitching, which you get with a lot of its competitors' cars. It's brilliant in terms of its chassis design. Completely missed by the motoring press, of course. They just want, you know, to drive Ferraris around and get frustrated when they don't. But it is it's a lovely setup. Brakes on the car, make sure no one's directly behind me. Very good on the car, powerful. There's no vibrations coming out to the brake pedal. It's all in good order there. Worth pointing out, by the way, even though it's not due yet, it will be going for an independent MOT prior to sale of the vehicle. So all these things are going to be checked. Not that I expect them to find anything, but that's by the by. And then coming inside the car, videos, of course, can't get across, you know, the build quality of these things, but they are beautifully put together. And I always get frustrated, and always have done, by, you know, the motoring press again do the same thing when they compare this to other cars. You know, everyone knows Hondas are well made. You know, it goes without saying. But the usual candidates, normally the German manufacturers, are lauded for their build quality because the doors sound thunky and lots of squidgy plastics, which is great, and they are well made, but they're not as durable as these. I mean, there's no squeaks, no rattles in the interior. It's, you know, beautifully bolted together. And the Honda go for an interior that's going to be easy to use and keep in nice condition, so they're easy to clean. The materials used are designed to be resistant to sort of family use. You know, not that they can't be damaged, which they of course can, but they are resistant to it. They're very, very good in that respect. And this one's a classic example of that. It's also a lovely place to sit. You've got brilliant visibility around the car. You've got a low dash line, these huge wing mirrors, which help you with sort of lane changing or manoeuvring. So you know, the car doesn't intimidate in any way when you're driving it. It's not one of those you get in and think, oh crikey, big blind spots, all that kind of stuff. And the dash itself, which is, you know, very, very well equipped, is actually really easy to navigate your way around. The sat-nav system working perfectly is one of the nicest and easiest you're ever going to use, even for an old fogey like me. Down below that, you've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side, and that pumps out lovely cold air, because we tried it in a nice warm workshop earlier. All of the switch gear has that classic Honda high quality feel, damped feel when you press and twiddle any of the buttons. Heated seats again, working exactly as they should. And then you've got the dash pinnacle in front, just nice, simple, white on black dials, legible, not over fussy, just beautifully detailed. And then you've got this lovely leather bound steering wheel to finish it all off. This is, by the way, a four-wheel drive version of the car. There is an absence of a button for it because it doesn't have one. Honda worked out very, very quickly that. Sorry, I got completely distracted then. Yeah, it got completely. It worked out very quickly, rather, that most people will be driving as I am right now in perfectly good conditions where you don't need four-wheel drive on, which is 99% of the time. So basically, it runs pretty much the whole time in two-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, the most efficient way to pull a car along. If it needs to go into four-wheel drive, it does so seamlessly by bringing the rear wheels to give you four-wheel drive, and it does it via the traction control system, which reacts much more quickly than you ever could yourself. It's genius. It works brilliantly. We've never got stuck with ours, and the advantages are patently obvious. You're going to use less fuel, you're going to get through your tyres less quickly, and you put far less mechanical stress to the vehicles. Really are very tough and reliable in that regard. Point of the video, just as I said, show it in operation. I can't fault it at all. It drives absolutely beautifully.